Hello, beloveds. Today's housework day. So I'm a la natural and raggedy. But it's okay. You can be clean and raggedy. So I have been trying to get to 50 subscribers so I can do lives, but it's just not happening at this time, 222 on the clock. Because there's certain little topics that I'd like to talk about on a live that I think would really be juicy, but y'all people ain't with it. But anywho, I wanted to talk about a lot of things that I see guys are starting to actually open up and talk about, and one is accountability, being held accountable, and how a lot of men are admitting that it took them some time to mature. Some of them in their 40s and 50s are out, I guess, they are at the brink where it's like, okay, I just need to really own my shit and what's my truth. And they're seeking that and answering their own questions. And they're being big men, put on the big boy drawers and admitted that they were misconstrued. They weren't thinking. It was ego, it was pride, or whatever. They felt like they were getting played, etc., etc. When in reality, the female was just testing the waters, honey. You can submit, which brings me to the second thing, the second topic, to something that you don't trust. Period. So what do you have to achieve or accomplish in your rapport with the opposite sex to be able to say that you're at the point of maturity where you're accountable? Do you feel like you have to have somebody to make you accountable, to keep you accountable, keep you honest, keep you true to who you say you are, what you say you believe? Or are you still learning? Or do you feel like you can do that alone? Realistically, I don't think any of us can be accountable on our own at all times, because we get into these little mindsets or habits or patterns. Like for myself, when you have been single for long stretches of time, for me it's been quite some time, and I'm not even going to say the time because nobody ever believes me, but it's a true story. But I'm getting the unction to tell 20 years I have been single. 20 years, really longer than 20 years, but for 5 of those, for 5 years, so it's been like 25, 27 years, but for 5 of those years I was dating. For 20 of those years I was just celibate, just me, just keeping life busy, going to church and doing all of the things in that body. But so like I said, being accountable is something that because of your nature or your behaviors, your patterns, it'll cause you to think that you don't need to be held accountable because you're living by a certain standard. But when you are always living in a box and you refuse to see outside the box, you have to be held to a certain limit of accountability, because there are things that you lack, or not intentionally, and sometimes intentionally, that you lack because you're in this mode. You're programmed to operate a certain way all the time. So it's because you don't feel any resistance does not mean that there's no accountability that needs to be taken. But I bravo, kudos to the chaps that's out here making things happen. They're actually speaking their truth, and letting us know, us females know that, okay, I'm not crazy, I'm not asking for too much, and I'm not being difficult. So my decision to be alone was a good one, because it wasn't all me. So that's the first thing. Accountability. They're coming out and they're saying, they're realizing that the things that we're speaking on or doing or addressing in our relationships with men that we care for, that we love, and have put work and fervor into, that when they get primed or tested for, the content of their character, and they have a deep epic fail, that it's not us, it's them, it's the ego, it's the pride, or it's the image that they hold of what they think a man should be, or am. Second thing was submission. Being from a religious standpoint, I never really had a problem with submitting. It's just finding a person, a man the right man to submit to, because most men think because they're a man, that's the status for me to submit to. No, boo, you got to come with a little bit more than a ding-a-ling to qualify as leader. And I'm not the type of woman that feel like I need to be led. I feel like I need to be covered. I feel like I need to be protected, made to feel safe. I feel like I need to be desired. I need to be, did I say protected, covered, and safe? And loved affectionately, gently, thoroughly, appropriately. And everybody is not able to do that. And everybody doesn't give love and does not receive love the same way. So you got to find you got to find your match, your person that complements that I want to say challenge. It's not supposed to be laborious, but a little bit of a challenge is always a good thing. I mean, the object is to grow, right? We don't want to just stay at the same level when we met. No, we're supposed to evolve, grow into something, positive, something that's going to take us to the next level, my dear. But, yeah, I just wanted to give shout outs to the fellas, because I have been running into some people on social media with these platforms, and they're being honest. They're telling what their true mindset is, or was from previous, being younger and young, dumb, and full of and it's just a little disturbing. I don't want to say disturbing. It's just a little disappointing that so many men wait until they get in their 40s and 50s, some not even then, before a bell goes off. What can I say? But good job. Glad to see y'all out there telling your truth, being honest, being objective, being objective to yourselves, to your behaviors, being honest about that. And yeah. What was the other thing about submission? One other point about submission that I want to bring out is that you have to be worthy of submission. Submission requires trust. to trust, you test. You're not trusting anything without testing it, honey. Okay, you say that you're mild-mannered, that you don't get easily excited, that you don't hit, that you don't lie, that you don't cheat. So expect to be tested in those areas, because you fellas certainly test us in our areas. Oh, she say you okay, you say you know how to handle such and such. Let's see if you know how to handle such and such. Oh, you say you live a certain way, you cook a certain way, you whatever your swag is, they're gonna test y'all, test us on it every time like clockwork. But there's progress. So hope is still alive. Keep hope alive. Jesse, you have done it again. That is my noteworthy moment for today. And I'll love you to life, and I'll see you in the future.